What's up guys, Damian Keyes here, welcome back to the channel. So this week 750,000 tracks were removed from Spotify, reportedly. And this isn't major label songs that we're talking about. These aren't songs that you've all been listening to for many years. These are from independent artists. These are from artists like yourself who are putting your music out yourself. These have been taken off. This is a huge percentage of tracks that are on Spotify. So what has gone on and why have they been taken off? My inbox has been blowing up. Loads of conspiracy theories, everything from this is all about DistroKid through to this is about Spotify trying to get artists to actually spend money on Spotify advertising instead of going to other reputable advertising sources like Facebook or Instagram or Google, etc. It's not. It isn't that. This all comes down to one thing. And this mirrors not only Spotify, but your music career. It comes down to one thing: quality. This is all about quality of fans, quality of information. What Spotify is after is quality data to make sure that it's able to give that music to the right people. And it wants to make sure that your music is actually being enjoyed by people. So if you're doing anything which is against terms of service, which is very, very clear of what Spotify lays out, then at that point, Spotify says, not sure, and it has a purge. This is not the first time. They've had many in the past, they'll have many in the future. And they have these purges because they see information and data coming through that just doesn't add up. So I've had people today already emailing saying, my track's been taken down on Spotify. And when I start to scratch into the surface of what's going on, yeah, okay, you bought onto a playlist. It's against Spotify's terms of service. Now, as we go heavily into 2021, 2022, Spotify is getting more clued up. The algorithm, the AI, the data is all coming through. They know what is going on and they're getting smarter. So we have to play the right game. So firstly, this is about quality data. If you buy onto playlists, you are going to have a problem. It's against their terms of service, Spotify doesn't like it, and more importantly, what's the point? What are you trying to achieve other than your own ego to go, look how many plays we got on Spotify? And this is what I see all of the time. I see people trying to push people across to Spotify, either from playlists, buying onto playlists, or advertising directly across to Spotify. Now just look at this for a second and look at why this is a bad idea. If you advertise directly to people who have no idea who you are and just say it's roughly in the target area, throw them across, and then 1,000 people go across to Spotify and listen to your track, there's a good chance that even if they swipe up and go across to Spotify, most of them won't listen to 30 seconds, which means Spotify doesn't register that as a full play. But it is taking in the data. It's saying out of the 1,000 people that came across, most people left. Most people didn't like your track. And of the people who are coming across from these playlists that you buy onto or from these ads that you're putting out, the information of the data behind it, the people who are actually going across to your Spotify, these don't seem to add up. Why am I getting an influx of people from all over the world, from all over the connections? So for example, you've got a 13-year-old in Canada that likes heavy metal, but then there's a 65-year-old in Australia that likes Frank Sinatra, and there's a 35-year-old housewife who normally listens to Rihanna. Why are they all coming to listen to your music? This doesn't seem to add up. So all of this means you're putting in bad data. You're feeding your Spotify. You're saying, look, here's lots of people. And so you're getting numbers. Brilliant, fantastic. But what happens then? As well as putting in bad data and telling Spotify, put this in front of other people like this. Like what? Like the 65-year-old Frank Sinatra listener, the 35-year-old Rihanna listener, and the 13-year-old heavy metal listener. Where am I going to put this? So we're not doing ourselves any favors. And then there's another problem, another huge problem with this. If you're spending your money, your hard-earned money, just trying to build up your Spotify without building up a fan base first, literally, which we'll come to in a minute, if you're doing that, they fall out the bottom. What happens is you push loads of people across to Spotify and maybe, just maybe, they listen to your track and they go, oh, that's really good, thank you very much. Maybe it's in a playlist and they go, oh, that's really good, thank you very much. How are you going to get to them after that? Where's the return of investment? You get 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, 1 million streams on Spotify direct from people that you've never met before, you've never seen before, and they've just literally come to hear your music and gone straight to Spotify. What happens then? They fall at the bottom. They're gone. They go across, they listen. Maybe some of them will add it to a playlist. Maybe some of them will hit that follow button. But we are talking fractions in comparison to how many people are going to come across. So therefore, they drop off the bottom. Hundreds of thousands of people will go, yeah, I heard that song. They haven't heard about you. They don't know what you stand for. They might listen to a couple of other songs, but they're not in your Instagram. They're not in your YouTube. They're not in your community, and they're not a big part of your audience and your fan base. So effectively, again, we're feeding all of this data. We're feeding the machine. And at the same point, Spotify's going, this isn't really adding up very well. We haven't got these huge repeat listeners. We haven't got the algorithm being very clearly triggered into different connections in different areas. So this is what we've got to do, especially moving forward. And there's nothing wrong with advertising your music. Let me say that, because this conspiracy theory that this is all about you need to advertise on Spotify is nonsense. It's rubbish. And this conspiracy theory that it's all about DistroKid and the relationship that Spotify have got with DistroKid. It's nonsense. It's not true. So what we've got to do is we have to realize that we have to bring people in. We are trying to build a quality audience, a quality fan base. So if we're going to advertise, don't send some randomer with a rough targeting across to Spotify. Make sure you're bringing them in and looking after them and then sending them across. That is not against terms of service. That is building a fan base. The same way as you going on tour and finding new fans. Not a problem. You actually putting out quality content in order to get new people to come in, no problem. You advertising that content or you advertising what you do, not a problem. And then pushing the quality data, because people have been warmed up, pushing them across so they are more likely to listen to an entire song. They are more likely to hit that follow button, more likely to add it to a playlist, more likely to listen to the song time after time and recommend it, and all of the things that go along with having a quality audience. And from that point, Spotify's happy. Spotify is fine with that. So Spotify will carry on having these purges. And your job is not to worry about whether you will or won't have your song removed. Your worry is if you're doing something wrong against Spotify's terms of service, or you're trying to cheat the system, or looking for a quick hack so you can say to your mates, 100,000 plays, when you haven't actually done anything with a fan base to look after people quality-wise, that's the time you have to worry. So if you are looking at how to do this properly, if you're looking at how to build a proper fan base and then push those people across to Spotify, and at the same time build huge numbers on Spotify from real fans, which you can monetize, by the way, this is the point of it, which you can monetize at a later date, that absolutely can be done. That is what I've been preaching for the last however many years of doing this YouTube channel. Let's do this the right way. Let's look after people, and then that way we're looking after Spotify and looking after the music. And if you want more details on how to do this in detail outside of my YouTube channel, then you need to go and check out DKMBA. I am just uploading a 7-hour roadmap, a roadmap to 1 million streams. This is all about how you can build 1 million streams the right way with real people, people in your audience, people who will come back, people that you can monetize via tickets, people that you can monetize via streams, via merchandise. There's loads of ways. And if you want to do that, then check out DK Music Business Academy, because I honestly think now is the time. We are going into a new year. Everything is changing and you need to know how that works. So guys, I will keep on top of this and I will keep updating you with the news. But if you can do me a favor, if you can hit that like, hit that subscribe button. More importantly, come and be a part of this community, because I'm so proud of what we're building. Otherwise, have a great start to the year and I'll see you soon.